Hello, my name is Ben. I'm the outreach manager for RPL, and today we'll be interviewing all the leads. And starting off, we have Yash here.
So my name is Yash Karwal, and I'm an aerospace engineer. My role on the team is to be the avionics lead, which means that I work with all the electronics of the system, both for data acquisition from our engine, as well as controlling the lander software.
First question, what does your team work on specifically?
So our team works on more of looking at the data of our engine. So that is the pressure inside the chamber, the pressure in our feed system, looking at the solenoids, whether they're on, off, what is actually working of the engine, as well as controlling the throttle valve, as in like how much fuel is flowing into our engine. So that's kind of one of our main things that we've done so far. Going into our ladder design, we're going to be working on the entire system that basically senses where the ladder is in its current position. So that's going to be the current states of the pressures again in the engine, where the engine is tilted because we're using TVC or thrust vector controlling. So you gotta know exactly how the engine is pointed. Kind of know using GPS and accelerometer data and gyroscope data is how our current orientation is of the lander. That way everything's safe, that our lander is able to perform to the way that we want it to perform.
What did your team work on during the last hot fire test specifically?
So last hot fire was all about characterizing our engine, which means to use the data acquisition board, or entire box actually, which consists of microcontrollers, solenoids, other actuators, and also our throttle valve motor, to kind of see whether our engine is able to be throttled, and if so, how much can be throttled, how much force is being outputted by the engine, and also be able to control all this using from 300 feet away from our control center.
What is your team working on to improve, or what are you working on in the next months to prepare for our next test?
So for our next test, it's going to be all about thrust vector controlling. So that's a new type of thing that we have to add on to the engine, which means a completely new design of the DAC, or data acquisition system. So that's currently on our mind, is to make a new system that is able to test new hardware requirements from the thrust vector motors, as well as new lander controllers as well, because we do want to go into lander design as well. So we're going to be killing two birds with one stone, which is do both thrust vectoring as well as lander designing all together in the next test. So our flight hardware, so that's our microcontrollers, our board mostly, as well as our thrust vector modules, they're all going to be tested together in the thrust vector hot fire.
How has RPL helped you learn by doing, or increased your expertise in your field or major?
So it helped me apply a lot more of what I've been learning on my own actually, because as an aerospace engineer, I learned more of the aspects of like fluid dynamics, static structures, all that fun stuff, and I see all the other teams doing it. But at the same time, my hobby is also electrical engineering, so a lot of my free time I end up doing some small projects or so, but this is my first, I'd say, a full large-scale electronics project where I'm able to apply what I've learned, as well as like learning new things in the process of like helping me learn a lot more. So now my knowledge is more broader than just stuck to just aerospace, and more aerospace and electrical, which is pretty cool to have.
What do you think makes RPL different from other aerospace or engineer clubs here on campus?
What makes us different is, I'd say, our drive, in a way. I know many clubs out there have a big drive to complete objectives, but I haven't really seen many projects, at least in my experience, that have had the same kind of like all-togetherness, like kind of like a familial bond in a way you could say. Like we're all together, close-knit, I kind of go for one common goal, and we will all do our best to do it. I know many clubs out there do it, I just haven't had my own experience with those kind of clubs until now. So I'd say that's like a big thing about RPL. It's like we all work together, we all help each other out. It's a great team.
What is one thing that you want to achieve in RPL by the time you graduate?
I want that lander to be finished by the time I graduate. That lander, the first set at least, would be really cool. And me being a lead right now, that's kind of like on the way to kind of design the hardware. So seeing the hardware fly would be kind of amazing.
Do you have anything else to shout out for RPL in general?
That we're pretty cool. Our avionics team's the best, the best people I've ever met so far. Really hardworking, so if you want to join and learn about electronics, join.
That was good. pass, I